Well, all right, we're still in South Texas this week. We're gonna split, we're gonna part ways. Seth's gonna head to the Bommer Ranch, hunt with good friend Alex Bommer. He's got some birds on his place. It's not very big, but he's got birds. Let's see how he fares.
Turkey Hunter is brought to you by Browning, the best there is.
All right, guys, we just rolled into the Bommer Ranch in Zavala County. I'm hunting with my good friend Alex. I've been looking forward to this for a little while. He's got a great ranch. He's been managing here for I don't know how many years. I think he grew up here, but Alex is actually running a camera for me this week, so I got the owner and guide and a #1 cameraman, so we're gonna try to get after him. But first afternoon, we're gonna prospect. We're gonna go around, hit some of these food plots. You can see this big pretty food plot he's got going back here. Growing some peas, got it irrigated, but hasn't been turkey hunted in a little while, so we're gonna see if we can't sneak around and find one of these big old Rio Grande turkeys here in Zavala County. So let's give it a whirl. We'll get down to about this tree and then call. Okay, sounds good. I'd say we set up at this pond and they'll come. I mean, or we could go back this way. Where were they? There's 2 birds that go. Were they right there? Back this way? Oh yeah, I say we set up by the pond. Let's go.
Well, Seth and Alex set up, and no more than sit down, and they look up, and there's a longbeard in front of them right where the goblin is coming from. But when Seth yelps, he notices another bird gobbles, and he's just out of sight. Well, upon yelping again, another bird gobbles in behind him. So he's in a good situation right here. He's got hens up here, which is why this bird is in full strut. They're just out of sight. There's another longbeard with him, and he's got a bird in behind him, and he's closing the distance. Well, he gets close. He's in behind him, spitting and drumming, stepping all over him, but he never comes around in front of him. And eventually, Seth looks up and notices the hens have stepped out in the sendero.
All right, here comes the hens right here. All right, here comes the hens. Shut. What a great afternoon, guys, here on the Bommer Ranch. We had a flash hunt. I think we're an hour into the hunt, but that's what I love about a fresh ranch that hasn't been hunted. Got here about 3 o'clock, got unpacked. About 4 we left, and at 5 we had this big boy flopping. I'm hunting with Alex Bommer on his family ranch in Zavala County, and we Went over to a known area. It's got some water. We're in the middle of a drought here in Texas, and this pond, they call them tanks here in Texas, it's got water on it year round. And we snuck in here on his electric golf cart, hit the box call once, nothing, twice, nothing, and lucky third time, and 2 of them gobbled, and then the hens started yelping, and we snuck in, didn't even have time to put out any kind of decoys, sat down, used the cactus as our backdrop, and I mean, we were getting the cameras and everything set, and I looked up, and one strutting down here at the end of this sendero, and he wouldn't come in, and I could hear the hens off to the left in this bottom, and this bird gobbled with those hens. And as we're sitting there watching that strutter at the end, I hit the box call real lightly one more time when that bird moved off, and one gobbled right behind us. And for the next 5 minutes, he's stepping all over us drumming. And when he started drumming, these hens could hear him, and they started coming to that drumming bird. And this guy was in tow, and he came right down the sendero. The hens ducked off to the left. And when he presented a shot, I told Alex I'm going to take him, pulled the trigger. The Browning Maxes too. I'm shooting the Indian Creek 670 with the Foxtrot 8.9s, and about 45 yards did a number on this big old Rio. What a beautiful bird, big old pretty 1.25 inch spurs, probably 3-year-old turkey. What a hunt here on the Bommer Ranch, guys.
Turkey Hunter is also brought to you by Woodhaven Custom Calls, Indian Creek Shooting Systems, Foxtrot Ammunition, Vortex Optics, and Worldwide Pursuit.
Potatoes. That.
Looks like a little Texas boot right there. Lone Star State.
From the field to the frying pan.
So good.
All right, guys, it is morning number 1 here on the Bomber Ranch, and I am excited. We had a great flash hunt yesterday afternoon. Took a real pretty 3-year-old longbeard. So this morning we're going out to a spot that we've had some success in the past. We heard one gobble from a long distance, but he might just be coming our direction. So we're going to post up and see if we can't get his attention this morning. So I'm excited.
Well, Seth and Alex head to the location where they heard that bird gobble the evening before. But when they get there, it's just a little too dark to know where to set up. So they ease back to a sister field that's pretty close to them, and they decide to set up on that, let daylight unfold, and then make a plan. Well, upon daylight, nothing is gobbling. So they decide to revisit that field that they were going to set up in that morning, and sure enough, there's a longbeard and a pile of hens. Well, they're heading in a certain direction. Alex knows exactly where they're going, so they head to the field where he thinks they're going, and they set up.
All right, so we're thinking they're about 300 yards that way. All right. We're hoping these birds are going to come out somewhere right in here. Last we saw them, they're about 400 yards that way. And so we're hoping they're going to come out in this brush, see this jake decoy, and come in here and pick a fight. So let's go. Let's go get set up.
Well, they get set up, and Seth starts pretty calling, and eventually the hens start to answer him. And sure enough, guess who is in tow? Well, this bird sees the decoys, and it's go time. He forgets totally about these hens, but look at his left foot as he's crossing this field. Notice something is missing.
I think I got in my decoy a little bit. That was a hunt, baby. That was it. That's awesome. Awesome.
Awesome.
What a great morning here on the Bommer Ranch, guys. It goes to show sometimes you cannot have a gobble one on the roost and have an incredible hunt. This morning we went where we were last night, and we tried to roost them, and we have one gobble over in this direction. And we came over and we looked out here in this field, and it was just a little too dark to figure out where to set up. And so we elected to go to that first spot. First thing this morning, not a gobble one. No gobbles here, no gobbles over there. We said, all right, now that the sun's up and we can see what we're doing, let's go back over, try to lay eyes on those birds. And sure enough, on the electric cart, we got close to the field and we could see in the back the group of hens and this strutter. Now, Alex, here's the benefit of hunting with the ranch owner. He knew the direction those birds were going, that they were going to come to this little sister field right next to the other one. And we made a big loop around, walked in, got set up. I got the decoys out, and we were probably here 30 minutes. So last time we saw them, they were about 400 yards that way. And we just sat down, and I just did some pretty calling on the slate, on the crystal, as a matter of fact. Just little light yelps, some purrs, and we're chilling, and I heard a drum. I said, Alex, do you hear that? And he's like, yeah, I hear it. And I thought it was to our left, but it was this guy following those hens. And we heard it 2 or 3 times. I just sat there, and then I yelped. And the hen yelped back to me. I yelped again. She yelped back to me. Next thing I know, I see the first hen, second hen, and it's the same group of hens I saw with the gobbler, and I thought, he's got to be in tow. And sure enough, the hens came out. They saw the decoys, didn't like them. They started to skirt, and I thought, oh man, because he's not going to leave. But sure enough, he laid eyes on that Jake decoy, and he was committed. And he came out there, flogged him a couple times, extended that neck up, and I pulled the trigger. Browning Max's 2, Indian Creek 670, and I'm shooting Foxtrot 8-9 blends, and it ate him up about 30 yards. And I have another beautiful big old Rio Grande turkey. I mean, the spurs on this guy are sharp and daggers just like the ones from yesterday. But look at this. old Mr. Two-Toe. Isn't that crazy? I've never shot a two-toed turkey. Looks like he's had an accident along the way and lost the big middle toe, but what a cool trophy. Big old spurs and two toes. But this concludes another incredible hunt I've had here at the Bommer Ranch. A couple of years ago, I had a great hunt with my buddy Reno, and I came out by myself while Russell and his dad were about an hour away trying to chase some hen-duck birds as well. So I would say the old decoys got this one, because if that Jake wouldn't have been out there, he would not come to challenge. And you know what? You got to be resourceful as a hunter. You got to do what you got to do. And I am happy to put my tag on this big old Rio Grande gobbler.